Got to.
Speaking of Hall of Fame, man, some guys next year could be going in. First ballot Hall of Famers. I'm going to go through the list. Mm-hmm. You tell me you think they're getting in or not, they ain't getting in. Mm-hmm. All right. First up, your boy, Superman, right here, Carolina Panthers, 2027. He can go in. First ballot Hall of Famer. Cam Newton.
I think Cam will eventually, I'm not going to say might, will eventually get it. I just don't think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Cam, when Cam was at his best, he was the best of the best. But then you're going to look at years where it got bad. But if you take influence on the game, what he did to the game, marketing-wise, what he meant to a city, how he put a city on his back, you can't, influential, Cam one of the most I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but I just don't think he'll be first ballot Hall of Famer.
So he ain't going in next year, 2027?
I don't think he's going in next year. And that's nothing against Cam.
No. Nothing against Cam. It's not Cam. It's the voters.
It's going to be the voters.
It's the voters. Yeah. I actually think they're going to vote him in, bro.
I don't.
For the reasons you said, impact on the game, his stats are phenomenal because he wouldn't even be considered if his stats wasn't phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're going to vote him in. I think Cam has did enough over the last few years to dispel some of the rumors and dispel some of the stuff that he went through in the league. I think Cam Newton gets in.
I think he's polarizing. I would love for him to go in because then you got Panthers, 3 Panthers just like this.
Crazy.
Boom, boom,
That's
boom,
crazy.
boom, boom, just crazy. I just think it might be some guys who people look at and be like, I think they're a little bit more worthy this year. And it just depends on what side of the bed the media wakes up on, the voters wake up on. And then I want to know who's going to fight for Cam. You know what I mean? Because they normally have a media person from your city who know you that put your defense together and go fight for that. I want to know who's going to do that.
Well, I hope they put me on now. I fight for Cam because I'm thinking like what media person from Charlotte would do it. Like I know some of the writers from the Charlotte Observer. I don't know if they will fight for Cam.
I don't know. It would have to be. It's normally a local reporter that's covered you, that's been in the locker room with you when you're throwing a tantrum or you're not. How you feel, and not to knock on. That's why I think the media has a little bit too much say, because the way I feel towards me and you might have had a beef as a reporter one day. It might be because I'm mad. I had a bad game. You said something. I'm human emotion. But if you let that override what I did on the field, it can hurt you and leave a bitter taste. Because I saw that with T.O. People outside the locker room and reporters. Oh, he's a bad teammate. T.O. was never a bad teammate. I played with T.O. for 3 years.
Right.
He was not a bad teammate. It was teammates that were worse than T.O. No, he wasn't perfect. Do teammates all get along all the time? No. But the way for T.O. not to be a first ballot based on people's perception of how he was, and then you find out in Philly that he probably one of the baddest teammates everybody was Donovan McNabb, according to Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You hear other stories that come out, but it's just I hope that the reporters or whoever presented can represent it with an open heart.
Yeah.
But I do think it's gonna be some guys probably who's on their second, third, or fourth time trying that might go before Cam if he doesn't get in. But if he get in, I'm gonna celebrate party like it's 1999.
Definitely need to party like 1999. Oh, another guy, Antonio Brown. He's up in 2027.
No. Antonio Brown not gonna go. And it's a shame. I was interning in Pittsburgh when they drafted Antonio Brown. And I seen a kid, a 5th or 6th round draft choice, who I remember when Mike Tomlinson and coached me, like, I don't care what we got to do, that young man got to get on this field. But BA was like, well, he don't understand routes. He run raggedy routes. He like, I don't care. When you put the ball in his hand, he's making plays.
Yeah.
He was a return guy, returning touchdown. He was a gunner on punt team making tackles. His energy in practice, it was phenomenal. I watched him, grow because I was also interning there when he got his big deal. It never stopped him. He showed the play. He came to Oakland, and I never forget telling him, I was like, you'll never see a guy practice as hard as this in your life. The way he run routes is going to challenge guy. Keep every DB in the room after practice to run routes by himself against them and run full speed. But then you seen what happened caused, and I think that's hurt him more than anything. Just his off the field, in the media, the way he's carried this, and it's a shame because I saw Antonio Brown come in the league, but this AB character that's now you don't understand, and you can see it's something there that's missing, that he don't know how to ask for help, or probably not even receptive to it now. That's going to hurt him. But he had a Hall of Fame, because for a 4 or 5 year period, this 4 or 5 year period probably better than any other wide receiver in the history of the game. You take their best 4 or 5 year period.
He was definitely one of the most feared players on the field every time he stepped on in that 4 or 5 periods you're talking about. And it's just like being in school, though. You got your report card, your A's and B's, but then you also had that conduct grade. That conduct grade kept you out of a lot of stuff.
And that conduct grade got him flunking right now. Because Antonio Brown should be coming to the end of a Hall of Fame career. Put an exclamation point on. He went to Tampa Bay and won the Super Bowl.
Yes. That
cemented his gold jacket there. He should be building the stats for us, not just outreaching, chasing Larry Fitzgerald, trying to catch Jerry Rice because if you watch him now, if you follow him on YouTube or Instagram, he's running routes. You still say teams ain't got better wide receivers than him.
No.
There's no team in the league that got 4 wide receivers that's better than AB right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're like that conduct right now. I tell young kids all the time, they writing bad guys out the movie.
All the time.
In sports, they writing you out of the movie because they're not finna let you affect the bottom line and the way he went out. I had friends on that staff where it happened when they were playing the Jets up there. The way he left the field and made a mockery of the game.
You're never coming back, sir.
You're not
coming back.
You're not bigger than a machine.
Not.
This game been around for over 100 years. You know, those names on the back of those jerseys are not painted on. They're stitched on. Because guess what? They can change.
And they do change.
And the game's going to go on without you.
Yeah.
The game has a 100% retirement rate. Whether you retire yourself or the game retire you. But you just mad because this guy, where he came from in the pork and bean projects and how he grew up, his story could have spoke to generations of people. And that's what I always tell people. Your purpose is not for you. Just imagine all the people who he's going to affect that he never met because they're never going to get a chance to hear the happy ending for the AB story. And right now it becomes a tragic ending. We got too many tragic stories. And not talking death trade, but just tragic story how it end that is curtailed based off something that you did in the spur of the moment.
Man, so you say he not getting in.
He not getting in.
I agree with you on that. He not getting in. All right, move on. Rob Gronkowski.
In.
They
already got his bus made. They didn't tell nobody.
Got his jacket ready and everything.
His jacket already ready.
They love him.
Gronk is going in. Gronk came in.
Gronk going in.
He was a hell of a football player. He was a big character. But you got to respect the way he played.
Yes, sir.
Most tight Gronk came in and he sort of built on guys like what Ben and Eric Green did, was big tight ends, but also was threats with the ball. He became bigger versions of those guys where he was a threat. You know, with him on the field, I think it's the thing with him and Tom Brady playing on the field. I think they were undefeated in Super Bowls when they played together.
Yeah.
You know, when he was a part of it, he changed the game. You knew he was going to get the ball. You knew when they were going to throw it and how they were going to throw it, but you couldn't do nothing about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
So Gronk going in first ballot.
Yeah.
And his speech is going to be one for the ages.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Because Gronk, like you said, Gronk not only changed the tight end position as far as on the field, but personality-wise, I think. Because a lot of times you look at a tight end, you think they're goofy. You think they're kind of like stuck up or whatever. But Gronk was fun. Even with the Patriots and the Patriot way, he still was fun.
He made it fun.
Yeah, he made it fun.
And he showed you right then that Bill Belichick ain't as tough as because some people get treated a little bit different. But I think Gronk gonna be the first one that's gonna stage dive on his speech. So put some strong athletic people because he might just do a head plunge off the stage and crowd surf after giving his speech.
Well, you know his big ass brothers are gonna be out there. They gonna catch him.
The beer tab going up that weekend. When the Gronk's in the house, it's going up. But it's well deserved.
No doubt.
First ballot.
No doubt. So we both agree Gronk going in. Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben going in.
First ballot?
First ballot.
No matter about the off-field stuff. Now, we done talked about players and their off-field conduct. You think Ben Roethlisberger, first ballot Hall of Fame, and we know his off-field conduct and criminal investigations and such and such and such. I know the Steelers fans don't want to talk about that, but it's out there. It's public knowledge and it's known.
But he played long enough to erase that out people's mind.
Okay.
He played,
Okay.
Todd Bowles used to say this all the time. But tell your guys, if they get in trouble, just stay smooth for about 2 or 3 weeks. Somebody take you off the front page. Meaning somebody else going to do something crazier than you to get you out. And Ben played long enough where people can forget what Ben did.
Oh, man.
AB made people forget what Ben did. Ben won 2 Super Bowls. He was Big Ben. And you just look at him. You give the way he played, the way he gave his body up, he played, the way he carried that franchise. Yeah. He almost carried the franchise so long that they're really hurting now because they never thought about replacing him. Mm-hmm. That shows you the impact he had on the Steelers. Normally somebody draft a quarterback or have somebody in waiting. Pittsburgh, like, Ben never going to get we don't have to go get a real high-power offensive line because Ben going to make these guys look good. He's going to find a way to win the game. But I think Ben gets in, and plus he has the Steeler machine behind him. Say if you want to, that black and gold is powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes to the saying, if it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know.
And I agree with you. I think Ben going to go in despite all that. Yes. All the off-field stuff that he went through while he was in the NFL. I think Ben gets in. Because he's a Steeler.
He's a Steeler. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Got another Steeler.
Who?
Le'Veon Bell.
No.
Come on, Buck.
Le'Veon Bell is probably to steal a quote from Chris Carter, he's probably could be in the Hall of Fame of the very good, but not great. Now, he had great season. His style of running, great. Changed the game. But he didn't do it for enough of a long time. And then his antics of lately, that you can check, you can Google. I'm not going to go into it. Yeah. You can change. Then his career just took a nosedive. Yeah. He went to different teams. It didn't take off. And then now he's just a shell of himself. But you look at his years. You can take his top 3 years and put it against anybody. But I just don't think he's done enough to be considered a great. And like I said, that gold jacket, you're talking about the greats of the great. Because the argument, like, well, you look at Terrell Davis, MVP of the league, 2,000-yard rushers, back-to-back Super Bowl champion.
Back-to-back, yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Gale Sayers, what he did, his career was cut short because of injuries. But when he was on the field, he was the best of the best. To win the player of the year on a losing team in the NFL,
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't think Le'Veon Bell did enough, and then his career just fell off the cliff.
I'm with you on that, but I was like, he on the list?
Yes.
I was just like, because
there's some guys out there now. My boy Freddie T from Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor was a guy. You got Marshawn Lynch that's gonna have a chance to come up. Guys who careers stayed like this, won championships. Are very visible in the media. Fred Taylor with the Pivot podcast, right. And, doing stuff in the community, and Beast Mode. Beast Mode changed what you're supposed to be in the media. Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to cuss. Yeah. You're not supposed to talk about drinking. Yeah. He made all that. They look past all that.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Well,
hey, he made a statement.
He was authentic to the land.
Yes.
If you ever spent time in Oakland, that is Oakland. If you look at the definition, what is an Oakland native supposed to be? It's a picture of Beast Mode.
Yeah.
Attitude, the way he acts, he's always been true to himself. And it's some rhyme and reason to his truth. You know what I mean? Because he does a lot for the community, but he don't ask for the cameras to be there. He do if the camera's there, he gonna take the back seat because he like, this is what I'm supposed to do as a person that got a lot from the city. I'm supposed to go back and give back to the city. A lot of people don't know. Oakland is one of those cities being gentrified over the place. He went and bought blocks that he would not let developers touch. He like, no, I'm keeping this true to the land. He went and bought. That's the kind of stuff he do. So it's gonna be a bad season. Somebody like him might push Cam out.
Well, he ain't up. Well, on this list, he not up. But so we both know on Le'Veon Bell. Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson getting in.
You think he going in?
And some that he's considered the best running backs of all time. The way he ran the ball, the way the power and the way he came in and exploded into the league, man. Another one of his greats. I had a chance to be on the coaching staff when he came to Arizona. I've never heard offensive linemen scream the way they did with him. Because if they was in the hole when he hit the hole, they were getting ran over too. He like, look, that run's supposed to go in A-gap.
I'm going in A-gap.
You better not be there, and the defensive line better not be there, because I'm running through whoever's in that A-gap. But dog, to watch a guy, the thing that I've been God bless you with, to see Hall of Famers, what they look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Jerry Rices, the Kevin Greens, the wide receivers. But when Jerome Bettis came to Pittsburgh, and I played with Jerome Bettis for that season, you're like, oh my God, this is what a Hall of Fame running back looked like. I seen good running backs. And then when AP came to Arizona, oh, all right.
Okay.
That's what a Hall of Fame. There's some good running backs.
There's some great ones.
This is a great running back.
Right.
Because he was just different. The way he carried himself, his speed, his tenacity. And it was great. I think he's the first ballot.
The only thing I think holds him back is the couple incidents he had off the field. But I think he's the first. I think
whooping your kids?
Yeah. But you know how some people feel about that.
A lot of the Hall of Famers in there because they got whoopings.
Probably all of them.
All of them. I know.
Probably all ours is in there because they got
my
their
share.
Yeah. But no, I definitely think they overlook. Me. I think he's definitely.
I think he gets in.
Yeah. Richard Sherman
would be one of those borderline guys. I think Richard Sherman is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he did, the Legion of Boom, and then he went out to San Fran and still played good. They got the Super Bowl, he got the Pro Bowls to show. So he'll be one of those. But I think he's like Cam. I think he would eventually get in.
Yeah. Why you put him on borderline though?
I just think when people look at it, they're gonna say system more than what he did. I think it's unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair then for them to say, well, you just played in this cover 3 with the great pass rush. You didn't travel with the best wide receiver. But when your best wide receiver came over there, you still didn't throw in the ball. And when you did, I knocked it down. You
intercepted it.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same thing that Rondé Barber gets flack for. Well, you played in that Tampa 2, and you had the guys rushing, and it was meant for this. No. The system is great because they got great players doing it. Yeah. You couldn't put me out there in the cover 3. You know what I mean? You couldn't put no 5'1" guy out there in the cover 3 asking to do what Richard Sherman did. Yeah. He did what he was supposed to do. So it's no knock on Richard Sherman not making first ballot. I just think people are going to try to take away from it and try to put it more on the system.
Yeah.
And I think that's unfair to Richard Sherman.
I think the voters going to give it to him. I think Richard Sherman get in first ballot. He deserved it. Like everything they did in Seattle, like you said, then he went to San Francisco. He became a household name.
Yes.
He became a household name in that system. He became a household name. I think he gets in first ballot.
And then a lot of things too, once again, we talk about the media and they influence. Richard Sherman was a menace to the media because he was educated. He could talk and he wasn't afraid to tell you. When he told Skip Bayless, I'm better at life than you. I'm better at being Richard Sherman than you are at being Skip Bayless. I went to Stanford. I graduated top of my class. I'm a professional athlete. I do this. A lot of people take that as a slap in the face. You know what I mean? They take it as a slap in the face when a man is defending his stance. Yeah. Well, you don't have to say that. Well, you don't have to say the stuff you say to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are the kind of things that might keep him out. But once again, if him and Cam go in the first ballot, I think it's going to be great. It'll be one of the most entertaining introductions that we would have.
We're gonna be dabbing and everything. No, but is Skip Bayless one of the ones who are on the voting committee?
You never know. I hope not.
You never know.
They keep it quiet.
Yeah. And that's crazy. Now let us see who vote.
Yes.
Put the voting list out there. Y'all won't release the Epstein files. Release the voting list.
Hey, Trump, put it out there. Make them show their hand, Trump.
So I think he's going in. You say maybe not.
Maybe not. Not first ballot. I think he'll eventually get it. I don't think he'll be a first ballot.
Andrew Whitworth.
I think Big Whit gets in.
Yeah, I think Big Whit gets in.
I think Big Whit gets in. First of all, massive offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Big, cool, played the left tackle. One of those guys you never had to really get help to. He understood the game, stood the test of time. He went through the ups and downs in Cincinnati, played well, blocking that up. But he got to the Rams, won the Super Bowl with the Rams, and you got a chance to see it. But I think his presence in the media is really going to help him being a part of the Thursday night broadcast now, and people get to see his mentality and get to see his personality, I think Witt, gets in because I think the Hall of Fame has really made a swing to like, we got to start honoring these guys in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know fantasy football got us talking about the touchdowns and all the stuff that put up numbers, but what about the guys in the trenches? If this offensive line doesn't block, running backs don't get yards, wide receivers don't get catches because the quarterback is on the ground. And I think Andrew Whitworth is one of those guys that would get in.
I totally agree with that. I think you got to put Witt in there playing that left tackle position, a lot of one-on-ones against a lot of greats over there.
Yes.
So, yeah, man, I think he get in. Gerald McCoy.
No.
Nope.
I don't think Gerald McCoy gets in. I think there's a lot of guys that's going to be ahead of him, even though he has the Pro Bowls credentials. He never was a double-digit sack guy, because you look at you talk about defensive tackles. You look at the guys that's go Warren Sapp, the Aaron Donalds of the world when he get ready to come up, John Randall,
Dwight Freeney.
No, them guys are putting up triple-digit sacks, 100 years. Gerald was another one of those guys who is going to be considered one of the best of the very good. You know what I mean? One of the best. And then he never played on playoff teams. He was caught in Tampa when he came right after Saturday left, and it was a fall off. You know what I mean? They never won. They was always drafted in the top 10. And then when he left Tampa, he came to Carolina for a stint. He went, I think, to Dallas or Oakland where he got hurt. I think it was Dallas where he got hurt.
Yeah.
Career got cut short. But, in his time, he had his flash years. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it was bestowed upon him because he followed Warren Sapp. And Sapp has set the set the standard so high for that position in Tampa. And then Gerald came in and saying, Sapp is like my big brother. All right, little brother.
Let's
show what Big Brother did. And he never was surrounded with the guys that Sapp had, and he never had that dominated. But he was a good player. That's not to take nothing. I coached Gerald.
Yeah.
I coached Gerald, real good, on and off the field, a lot of stuff for the community. But like I said, that's no knock that you don't get. There's a lot of very good players who just not considered great.
Right.
And then Deion Sanders said it himself. Sooner or later, and I think the Hall of Fame take you're supposed to be the great of the great. He if you're just gonna start letting these very good players in, you might have to create another room. Here go the greats, and here go the second tier of what the greats supposed to be. And that's coming from Deion Sanders, who's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it's going to be some players that get eliminated because they're not the great of the greats.
I agree with you on Gerald McCoy. No knock on him. I just don't think he get in first ballot. He might eventually go in first ballot now. I
think he had to go in around that when he's been up for a couple of years and there's a lull, because it's going to hit a lull where you're going to get all these. Because right now you're getting guys, you figure Julio Jones coming up pretty soon. And Aaron Donald, if he don't come back, he's going to be up pretty soon. You're going to get some guys who put some numbers up who's going to be out there that's going to probably leapfrog Gerald McCoy. But then it's going to hit a lull where you're like, he's going to be considered a veteran entry now where you go, is he the best of the guys that are not in? Then could we slide him in?
Eric Whittle.
Eric Whittle, another one of those good but not great enough to be in there. Because you look at the safeties. Brian Dawkins.
Woo.
Ronnie
Lott.
Ed Reed, Ronnie Lott, Troy Polamalu. You're looking at those guys. And Eric Whittle had a great career. I respect him playing the game. Like I said, once again, these is my opinion. I'm not knocking on, but just compare him to the safeties that have went in, the Atwaters and those guys of that kilt. Do he measure up to that as a first ballot? And we're just talking first ballot.
Yeah. Not saying overall, just first ballot.
Just first ballot.
First time up, you get
first
to go
time
in.
up, I don't think he's going to strike out. He got to get
on striking out. I ain't going to even spend a lot of time on
it.
Yeah. After you named all them safeties, not the first time.
Not the first time, no.
Alex Mack.
Alex Mack is one of those guys who I think is, if you pay attention to the game, you respect what he did playing in the center, playing the center position. But I just don't think he was on teams enough that would bring light to what he did. He's not like the DeMarnie Dawsons of the world who played the center position. They revolutionized the position, or the guy who played for Philadelphia, the little small guy who's going to be a first ballot winner, Kelsey. Yeah. He's going to go in because the spotlight was on him when he played,
Yeah.
the tush push and,
Yeah.
and how big Philly offensive line was. And he was the one little small guy that was making the run. So he got a lot of limelight. But Alex Max being a D-line coach and having to play against him, I respect it more because I saw his work. I don't think the media is going to be able to make enough noise for him to get in first ballot.
I'm on the fence about this one, but
well, you better get off of it. They told you not to stay on them fences.
I'm not gonna go against you because you the football, you know that better than anybody that I know. So I ain't gonna go against you. I just don't know. I think it might be one of them things where it's a numbers game. Where like we got 10 positions and we got these 1 or 2. And these 1 or 2, this person might have something off the field. He don't have none of that. Let's put him in. I think it might be something like that.
It could be. Like I said, you never know how the media, the voters wake up and how they want to vote. Or do they got in mind we need to bounce this off a little bit?
Right.
But sooner or later, you're going to have some great offensive linemen coming down there. And it's not like it's not another offensive lineman on there like Whitworth. You know what I mean? He's on there, and you put their careers together. Who has the better career? Yeah. And so, but it's just gonna be one time. But do he get in eventually? He probably will get in because once again, it's gonna be a lull, and people gonna say, "Hey, remember those trenches? Mac is over here. Let's look at the numbers. Oh, it's time to put him in." But we're just speaking first ballot. I wish all the guys luck. I wish everybody could get in. I wish everybody could get in first ballot, but the truth of the matter is everybody's not going to be able to get in first ballot. And that's not no knock on nobody.
Yeah.
That's not no knock. I tell people, man, look, I know darn well they need to make me pay triple just to go visit the Hall of Fame. My career was nowhere near a Hall of Fame career, but I was blessed to play in that game.
Yeah.
Now, 2 of the levels I've been on, I was in high school, I'm in the Hall of Fame. And at Clemson, I'm in their Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
And that's great for me.
Right.
And I can understand that because I know that Hall of Fame